Have you ever lit up a $20 cigar, sat down, ready for something special, and 10 minutes later, you're fighting a canoe, touching up the burn, wondering why this feels harder than the $5 cigar you smoked last week? That frustration is real, and it makes you ask a dangerous question. If expensive is supposed to mean better, why does it sometimes smoke worse? Today, we're going to unpack that, calmly, honestly, and without blaming price alone. Now, before we go any further, I just want to make something clear. This isn't an argument against premium cigars. There are incredible cigars at higher price points, some absolutely worth every dollar. This also isn't about calling anything a gimmick or a marketing scheme. This is about alignment. When we pay premium prices, we naturally expect premium consistency. We expect construction that supports the blend. We expect performance that reflects craftsmanship. And when those things don't align, frustration makes sense. That frustration doesn't mean you lack experience. It usually means expectations and reality didn't match. A higher price often reflects higher premix, longer fermentation, more selective sorting, smaller production runs, and brand positioning. But here's the part most new smokers don't hear. More expensive often means more complex, not more forgiving. So what is priming? Priming is the process of harvesting tobacco leaves from the plant in stages. Tobacco plants are harvested from bottom up. The lower leaves are called velado, a thinner and milder. They burn easily and promote airflow. Above that is seco, more flavor, still relatively cooperative in combustion. At the top is ligero, thicker, denser leaves exposed to more sun. These carry more strength and intensity. Ligero is powerful, but it burns slower, holds more moisture, and can make a cigar more temperamental. So when a $20 cigar uses high priming tobacco like ligero, you're getting intensity, but also less forgiveness. That doesn't make it bad, just demanding. I'd like to ask you something. Have you ever noticed that stronger cigars seem harder to keep burning evenly? That's not an accident. Here's the subtle shift that changes everything. A $5 cigar is often blended to be more approachable. It may use more velado and seco. It may be designed for consistent burn over complexity. It may be engineered for reliability. While a $20 cigar might prioritize depth, strength, and nuance. And sometimes, combustion takes a back seat to character. That's not a flaw, but if you're expecting effortless performance, that difference can feel like disappointment. Now let's talk storage. Dense, oil-rich tobacco absorbs moisture differently. At 72 to 74% RH, thick blends can swell. Swelling restricts airflow. Restricted airflow causes tunneling, canoeing, constant relights. Manufacturers like Nick Perdomo have publicly recommended storing many premium cigars closer to 65 to 68% RH for optimal burn performance. Over time, I found this to be true. Thinner, milder blends often tolerate slightly higher RH, around 68 to 70%, without issue. But dense, high ligero cigars tend to perform better, slightly drier. It's not about wrapper color alone. It's about density and oil content. Moisture plus density equals resistance. And as Nick Perdomo stated, moisture and fire do not go together. Question for you. Have you ever revisited a cigar months later and had completely different experiences? That's growth in both you and your setup. Here's a psychological piece. When you spend $5, you're relaxed. But when you spend $20, you expect perfection. Every touch-up feels like failure. Every tight draw feels unacceptable. Price amplifies scrutiny, and sometimes the cigar hasn't changed. Your expectations have. Years ago, when I first started taking this hobby seriously, I treated every cigar the same. Same storage, same environment, and the same expectations. I assumed price meant performance. If I paid more, I thought I'd automatically get a better experience. So when a premium cigar burned unevenly or felt resistant, I blamed the manufacturer. But I didn't yet understand how different leaves behave differently. I didn't understand that stronger blends require slightly different conditions. I didn't understand that complexity sometimes demands more patience. Over time, I adjusted. Not because someone told me to, but because experience forced me to. And as my understanding improved, so did the performance of those cigars. Not perfectly, but noticeably. The real frustration isn't that expensive cigars burn worse. It's that new smokers are often told, start with the good stuff, before they've developed the palate or the conditions to fully enjoy it. That can make this hobby feel discouraging, and that's what bothers me. Because this hobby is incredible when approached at the right pace. More money doesn't automatically equal more enjoyment. Alignment equals enjoyment. If a cigar fights you the entire time, it doesn't matter what it costs. But sometimes the cigar isn't the problem. Sometimes we're just early in the learning curve. A $20 cigar isn't supposed to be easier. It's often supposed to be deeper. But depth without understanding can feel like disappointment. And disappointment can push people away from something they might otherwise love. Growth in this hobby isn't about spending more. It's about understanding more. In the next episode, we're breaking down something that frustrates almost every smoker at some point. The cap. How it's applied, why it fails, and why sometimes the cut, not the cigar, is the real problem. If you ever watch the head of your cigar unravel mid-smoke, that one is for you. Thank you for spending time with me here in the Honest Humidor. I'll see you in the next one.